The galaxy believed humanity had been erased. Centuries ago, when the Orion Wars raged, every empire agreed on one thing: humans were too dangerous to be allowed to exist. They fought like no other species, reckless, brilliant, unyielding. They built weapons no council had authorized, took risks no strategist had endorsed, and turned every battle into something unpredictable. That so the empires united: the Zyrathi Dominion, the Thalorian Ascendancy. The Cathari combined rivals who had slaughtered each other for millennia joined forces for one purpose: humanity's extinction. They launched their fleets, burned Earth, shattered colonies, and declared victory. Humanity is no more, the Council of Empires announced. The galaxy exhaled in relief. But what they never understood was that extinction was a test. And humanity passed. The plan had not been theirs alone. Humanity had seen the storm coming. For decades before the war, whispers had carried through Terran halls: we cannot defeat them. We cannot survive as we are. We must prepare. So they built vaults beneath Mars. They hollowed asteroids and buried fleets. They scattered colonies to the farthest reaches. Cloaked in silence, they seeded cryochambers with sleepers, waiting for the day the galaxy believed it was safe. And then they let themselves burn, because sometimes survival requires sacrifice. For 400 years, humanity was silent. The galaxy rebuilt. The Council grew arrogant, certain they had passed the greatest threat they would ever know. Species forgot the Terran fire, rewriting history, calling humanity a cautionary tale, a myth, a warning to children: do not fight as they did, or you too will fall. But in the quiet dark, humanity endured. The vaults awoke, the sleepers rose, and the signal was sent. It happened on the edge of the Perseus Arm. A Dominion patrol detected a transmission primitive, broken but unmistakable. "This is Sol Command. We are awake." The Dominion laughed. An echo, a trick of radiation. They dispatched a single cruiser to investigate, expecting to silence some pirate mimicry. The cruiser never returned. When the next fleet arrived, they found wreckage orbiting a dead world, and burned into the hull of the shattered Dominion cruiser were words in an ancient tongue: "We endure." The galaxy panicked. The Council convened. The Ascendancy raged. The Dominion denied, but the signs multiplied. Convoys vanished in uncharted space. Colonies reported shadows moving between the stars. Outposts received broadcasts in a dead language. Always the same haunting truth: humans lived. On the bridge of the Vigilant Dawn, Commander Arya Locke stood with her crew. She had been born in a cryopod, her first breath taken centuries after her ancestors entered sleep, but her eyes carried the same fire, the same will, the same refusal that had defined humanity before the fall. "Target acquired," her lieutenant said. The display lit with the image of a Dominion dreadnought, vast and arrogant, moving to intercept. Arya's lips curved into a smile. "They tested us with extinction. Let's show them how badly they failed." The Vigilant Dawn surged forward. The dreadnought unleashed plasma storms, a hurricane of destruction meant to overwhelm anything in its path. But humanity had learned. Shields flexed. Drones swarmed. The Vigilant Dawn's rail cannons roared, tearing through armor with tungsten slugs accelerated to impossible speeds. The Dominion crew screamed as their flagship was gutted, split in two. In its final moments, they sent a desperate transmission: "It is impossible. They were extinct." The humans replied with only two words: "We passed." The war reignited. The Dominion rallied fleets. The Ascendancy pledged legions. The Combine unleashed weapons designed to erase civilizations. But humanity was no longer the same species they had tried to kill. Extinction had honed them. Centuries of silence had sharpened them. They fought like shadows, struck like predators, vanished like ghosts. At Velkar's gate, 10 Terran ships annihilated a fleet of 100. At the Red Rift, human marines infiltrated a fortress moon and detonated its core. At Threxa Prime, the galaxy watched in horror as a human dreadnought surfaced from beneath an ocean, its cannons blazing, tearing apart the orbital defenses before sinking again into the depths. Every victory carried the same message: "We endured your fire. We rose from your ashes." The Council tried to rally. They declared holy war. They invoked ancient laws. They even tried to erase records again, insisting that no humans existed, that it was all propaganda. But it was too late. The slaves in the mines knew the truth. The rebels on forgotten worlds shouted it in the streets. Even loyal citizens whispered it in their homes. Humanity had returned, not as rulers, not as conquerors, but as survivors who had passed the test no one else could. Admiral Kalen of the Ascendancy, a veteran of centuries, stood before his council after yet another defeat. His voice trembled. "We threw extinction at them, and they thrived in it. What weapon is left?" No one answered. On the Vigilant Dawn, Arya Locke listened as dozens of systems sent signals. Allies rising, worlds rebelling, empires trembling. Her crew waited. The galaxy held its breath. "What now, Commander?" her lieutenant asked. Arya looked out at the stars, her eyes steady, her voice unshaken. "Now we show them the truth. They thought extinction was the end of us. But extinction was only the beginning. Humanity does not vanish. Humanity adapts. Humanity survives." She raised her fist, and when tested, humanity passes. The fleet roared forward, fire in their wake, freedom in their path.